Welcome, everyone. If you're brand new to teaching fifth grade, or, if you've just struggled in the past with getting your students to write cohesive, engaging stories, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're exploring a highly structured, tiered approach from the Character Kid curriculum that literally takes the guesswork right out of narrative writing instruction. Okay, let's dive straight into the core philosophy that anchors this entire curriculum. Say it with me. A source is your spark, not your script. Now, one of the biggest challenges, and frankly, a super common misconception among new teachers, is how to handle source texts in narrative writing. You see, fifth grade expectations are a massive jump from fourth grade. Your students aren't just writing simple personal recounts anymore. They're actually expected to read sources and weave that information into their stories. But without clear guidance, what happens? They inevitably just copy the text, right? So we are going to teach our students to borrow ideas for inspiration, to truly spark their creativity rather than just copying sentences word for word. So here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The narrative framework. 2. The three-tiered approach. 3. Making essential source moves. 4. Boosting narrative craft. And finally, 5. Assessing student writing. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the narrative framework. We all know that when kids lack organization, they really struggle to generate ideas or maintain any sort of writing stamina. They just stare at a blank page. Well, the formula reference card solves this completely by giving students a concrete visual map of the story stages. It walks them step by step from the orientation, where they hook the reader and establish the setting, right through the rising action, the climax, the resolution, and finally, a reflection. Providing this kind of structured roadmap is exactly how we prep our fifth graders for those much more rigorous multi-paragraph expectations they'll face in middle school. Now, to help your students truly internalize this structure, the curriculum uses this brilliant color coding system. Think of this as a crucial visual support, especially for your struggling writers. Red represents the story frame, so the opening and closing. Coral is the plot engine, the actual events driving the action. Teal highlights the source moves, which we're going to dig into shortly, and gray points out craft elements, like those rich sensory details. By using this color code, your students can instantly identify the purpose of every single sentence they write. They aren't just summarizing events anymore. They actually understand the mechanics of story building. Moving right along to Section 2, the three-tiered approach. Take a look at the exact differences in expectations here based on student needs. The intervention tier provides heavy scaffolding for students performing below grade level. If you have a student who struggles with sentence structure or just writes very little, we give them full sentence frames and ask for just 2 rising action events so they don't get completely overwhelmed. But on the flip side, the enrichment tier really pushes your advanced writers. It offers flexible, open prompts, demands 3 events, and challenges them to write a synthesis that connects the character's lesson to a much larger theme. So the crucial takeaway here is knowing exactly what your standard, on-level expectations look like. For your on-level students, the scaffolding is perfectly balanced. You're going to provide partial sentence frames and guiding questions right in their graphic organizers. We expect them to write 3 distinct rising action events, leading to a full, complete narrative arc with a climax and a resolution. This right here is the proficient 5th grade standard you're aiming for, beautifully nestled between the heavy support of intervention and the deep complexity of enrichment. All right, let's dive into Section 3, making essential source moves. When your students sit down with their graphic organizers during the writing workshop, they are always going to follow a super simple 2-step procedure. Step 1, they have to prioritize their source integration. They need to plan out exactly what they're going to borrow from their sources before they even begin Step 2, which is mapping out the actual plot arc. This is a game changer because it forces them to engage with the reading material first, rather than writing a completely unrelated story and then trying to awkwardly cram a random fact in at the very end. So what exactly are they planning? The curriculum dictates 3 specific source moves that students absolutely must weave into their narratives. Remember, they don't quote the text, they borrow concepts. They need a factual anchor, a borrowed problem, and a parallel solution. Let's look at exactly where these belong in the overall story arc. This table breaks down the magic formula. Source 1 always provides the factual anchor. This means students weave a true fact into their orientation just to ground the opening. Source 2 provides the borrowed problem. Now, this is fantastic for those students who sit there and say, I don't know what to write about. You just tell them, hey, look at Source 2, borrow that exact conflict, and make it drive your rising action. And finally, Source 3 offers a parallel solution, which gives them a clear blueprint for exactly how to write their resolution. Let's ground this in a practical classroom example using a provided topic of belonging and inclusion. Here's an intervention-level source text called The Longest Lunch, which is all about that terrible, lonely feeling of being the new kid. During your mini lesson, you would actually model how to read this, borrow that specific emotional problem, that unseen lonely feeling, and give it to a brand new, totally original character. You show them how to use small details to show that loneliness, rather than just bluntly telling the reader about it. Now for Section 4, Boosting Narrative Craft. Just like the plot structure, the craft boosters are clearly tiered. When you're doing small group instruction or individual writing conferences, you're going to focus on different skills. For your intervention students, you explicitly teach them to add basic feeling words and simple sights and sounds. For your on-level kids, you work on formatting dialogue properly and using stronger sensory details. And for your enrichment group, you get to teach sophisticated techniques like figurative language, revealing internal thoughts, and using sentence length to really control the pacing of a scene. To model this effectively for your students, you'll use the provided mentor texts. The curriculum includes a story called The Recess Crew, and what's brilliant here is that the exact same story arc is written at all 3 tier levels. You can show your students the intervention version, which is perfectly fine, and then immediately read the on-level or enrichment versions to show them exactly what happens when we layer in those gray highlighted craft moves like inner thought and precise verbs. It makes these really abstract concepts incredibly concrete for them. And finally, Section 5, Assessing Student Writing. The included 4-point rubric gives you a crystal clear roadmap for grading. It breaks everything down into specific, manageable categories: the orientation, the overall story arc and structure, source use, character and conflict, craft, and reflection. And because your students had a color-coded reference card from day 1 that perfectly matches these exact categories, there are absolutely no surprises when it comes time to evaluate their published work. When assessing that really tricky source use category, look at the stark difference between a 1 and a 3. A score of 1, or beginning, means the text is directly copied. We don't want that. But a 3, which meets expectations, requires successfully using all 3 source moves and borrowing ideas without copying. This perfectly echoes our opening mantra. You are holding them completely accountable for using the sources as a spark, not a script. By utilizing this tiered, structured approach, from the color-coded formula cards right down to the distinct source moves, you can seriously empower your struggling writers while still challenging your advanced ones. So, as you prep for your classroom tomorrow, I want to leave you with this thought. How will you ensure your students use sources as a spark and never a script?